All right.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, since we're on this topic, even though, just for the record, Veterans Day is about the living.
It's true. Oh, yeah. No. Don't. That was not. I'm sorry.
But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it right now. You ready?
I guess.
Prepare yourself. I need you to commentary on this.
Today, we have the honor of carrying U.S. Navy Storekeeper 3rd Class SK3 Robert Garcia as remains below us. SK3C was assigned to the battleship USS California, which was attacked in Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. It has been up until about last month where his remains were not identifiable, and through pretty amazing means, the Navy WWII Association were able to finally identify his remains and bring him home. Lieutenant Allison Ledesma is in the back with her family in row 16, escorting her great uncle home to Corpus Christi today. And it is a truly sad duty, but the greatest honor that I could possibly imagine as a Delta captain to be able to bring SK3 home. I did 20 years myself in the Navy, and I believe that, at least for some reason, this petty officer, naval petty officer, got this flight home from a former naval aviator. As a military member myself, and I'm sure there's plenty back of the back of this plane that have served. We all know when we sign up that we sign up knowing that we're giving, we're willing to sign a check up to including our lives for this country. We hope we never have to do it, but many men and women, unfortunately, have paid that ultimate price. So I just ask you to please, today, help me honor the sacrifice of SK3 Garcia as we land in San Antonio, and be respectful to the family members on board.
Nice, dude.
What wow. Wombat?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have ever done anything like that. I had not.
Yes.
And like I've had human remains, right? I've done that. And Gonky, I know, you did the Keiko thing, so you were on it from the other side. But from the airline pilot side, I've never been a part of it. And one of the things, really the only thing that I try to teach new first officers is like, get involved in stuff like the one-offs, because if you don't, one day you're going to be a captain and everybody's going to look to you like, how do we handle this? And this is an example of that. I picked up a trip just because it fit the schedule, and, packed the bag. I'm sitting at home, kids are asleep. And the all of a sudden I get an email from the company, like time sensitive, urgent. And I'm like, well, it's been a good run. I didn't think I'd last this long, and it was basically from the chief pilot's office, explaining to me like, hey, here's the story. Here's a link to the story. But in typical, because they're dealing with a lot of stuff, like the flight number didn't match. And I'm like, this isn't even on my rotation. Like, am I rerouted already? Like, there was a lot of confusion. And then I realized it was just a typo. And, I looked at my wife and I was like, she's like, do you need to look at anything? I was like, no, I got time. It's a 4-day trip. Like, I'm sure. And then I was like, oh no, it's leg 1 tomorrow morning. Like, so you're trying to get as much information as you can, and it's never enough. Get to work early. And I'll say, as pilots, we typically complain more than the average individuals because, frankly, we have nothing else to do. And the company does this right. Like, they do it right. Like, and I've sent that out to everybody that'll listen. And they did this one right. And I'm proud of that I was a part of it. The FO is fantastic. Without him and the lead flight attendant, there's no way I could have put the amount of energy that I needed to for the family. I did not realize Allison was her great uncle. I mean, that's unbelievable to me. She's a surface warfare officer, lieutenant, based in Hawaii. Her husband's a surface warfare officer, lieutenant, based in Hawaii. And they had this opportunity to bring home, her great uncle. And I mean, Gonky, you could appreciate this for sure, but they had flown from Honolulu to Atlanta, had about a 2-hour connection time, and then we're flying to San Antonio. That was the flight we did. And then they were driving to Corpus Christi. That was their travel day, which sounds ridiculous. The reason I say Gonky, you could appreciate it. Her and her husband were with her 3-year-old child and her 7-month-old child. Yeah. So hats off to the dad who was in full dad mode, with all that. But yeah, they did the great honor guard here in Atlanta, and loaded her great uncle on. And then the background is me making a PA en route. We have the option to make that PA. But the main reason, I did it for the most part was because we were going to do something a little differently when we landed. I wanted to get the family off the plane first. So that was a lot of what all of that was for, is essentially to keep people in their seats, and give them a little heads up as to what was going on the boarding, but more so, hey, keep in your seats. And then as soon as I finished the PA, which I'll be honest with you, like, it's a lot like this show. Like, the reason we have the audio is because one of the family members recorded it, right? So, and then he sent it to other family members waiting in San Antonio. So, I have no idea. I'm assuming San Antonio set up the water arc. But when I found out I was doing this, I texted one of my ATC buddies here in Atlanta, and I said, hey, here's a situation. I don't know if you could do anything, but please let San Antonio know we're coming. So I don't know who made that connection, but I appreciate that it was done. We turn the corner. I see the fire trucks. We're taxiing in, and I immediately get this overwhelming feeling. And I look at the FO and I go, I've never driven under a water arc in my career. And he's like, are you kidding me, man? He has civilian background. He's like, I thought all you military guys did. I was like, I didn't exactly know when my last flight was going to be in a lot of squadrons, so they didn't have this.
Right.
So in my mind is, I'm like, well, dude, I don't want to screw it up. Is there anything special we're supposed to do? There isn't. You just drive. It's pretty simple. So that was good. And then we got there. There was a whole nother honor guard there, which was crazy. And so offload everything. I mean, it's just so emotional. And then it didn't really hit me. I kind of forgot about the PA. And then one of the family members, she goes, I'm so sorry. I'm a hugger. And I was like, it's fine. And she just hugs me. And I'm like, you don't have to hug me. I'm like, it was a lucky landing. And she goes, no, I heard the PA. And that's when it hit me. I was like, well, one, how and what? And so I hadn't even heard it. And again, I sent it to my wife and I was like, please tell me I didn't screw this up. And, she was like, no. And she's like, I just played it in the car and your son loves it and all this stuff. So it was such a cool opportunity that, I did it really rocked me emotionally. I mean, to think about this guy, he was 23 or 24 years old when he died, at Pearl Harbor. They told me that was his first time off the island.
Wow.
Ever in his life. So it sounds like he was born there, fought for the Navy, and died there. And then they basically, if you read the story, it's very interesting. I guess all the people, I didn't know this, but all the people they couldn't identify immediately kind of got, a unknown sailor, soldier, whatever, grave. And then over time, through advances in technology and stuff, they've been able to identify these people. And he just got identified 2 months ago. When you think about that, that's such closure. It was really cool.